3, 2, 1. This video has been a long time coming. It is a request video. Loads of people have requested this. I'm not a technophile, so that's the reason why I haven't done it yet. But today it is all about cameras, camera setup, motor vlogging, everyday antics in the garage, stuff like that. I want to tell you my experience about these action cameras. So grab yourself coffee. I'll see you after the intro. In recent years, the cameras, action cam, stuff like that, they've got really good compared to how they used to be. I started the channel ages ago, 7 years, I think. I'm getting on 7 years actually. And I started off with the GoPro because that's the most famous brand, I reckon, GoPro. And it was the GoPro Action, or what's it called? GoPro Hero 3, 4, something like that. But I found that pretty inadequate for my needs. It did the job, but if you look at some of my earlier videos, you will understand that I had all sorts of problems with that camera. The two, actually, is it three main issues I had with that was one, battery life, terrible. And that's how this little video clip came about.
Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
I did have extra batteries with me. They only lasted, it wasn't long at all. Like, so if you're blacking around in the countryside trying to make a motor vlog, then battery life means quite a lot. Another thing that I had problems with was the microphone. So if you want to convey some kind of story or something like that when you're out in the wilds, you really do need a microphone. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. But back in the day, the problem was this. The microphones in the camera were absolutely terrible. And when you set that up as a motor vlog, I used to have it on my helmet with like a chin mount. And I had to have a module because they didn't have a jack plug in, and they still don't, a lot of action cameras. You have to have some sort of conversion thing in there. I had a little box, I've got it somewhere, that I had to fit that into, and I had a lavalier, which is a wired mic that I had to put into my helmet. And quality of that, not very good. And it was a lot of faff trying to mess around with all these wires and stuff like that. So microphones was one thing that was really annoying. Another thing that was very poor on the first action cameras was lighting. In my garage, it was not very light in here. I have, in recent years, fitted LED lights in the roof. I have, let's have a look. Can you see that? Quite bright. I've got 6 of those in my garage roof at the moment, so that is why it's quite bright here now. It wasn't when I first started out. And if you look at this little clip from when I was bleeding brakes on one of my very first videos, you will see that the lighting situation isn't very good whatsoever. And to combat that, I bought myself a LED studio light. And I broke it. I was dropping it on the floor, stuff like that. It came with its own tripod, and it was just a lot of hassle, because then I had not just a camera in my face or in front of my hands while I was filming stuff. I also had a light as well I had to mess around with. So the last 2 years after I fit the LED lights in the garage, it's been fine actually. I use the little light as well. Where's that? It's this one that I bought from Scooter Centre. It's LED rechargeable. I think these things are pretty cool. So I'm just sort of, if I'm doing something that's a little bit intricate, I want to show you, I can put this on the side, and it's more than enough to be able to for you to be able to see what I'm doing. The latest iteration of most action cameras is gonna do a very good job, because one thing that they have addressed there as well, it's not just the fact that I've installed LED lights in my garage, it's the last 3 or 4 generations they've done something about the low light filming. Now this is the thing that most action cameras actually aren't that good at yet, compared to real cameras, for want of better words. But anyway, it does the job, and you can pretty much see what I'm doing these days, so that makes things a little bit easier. If you went out onto the market now and you want to film your antics on the road or in your garage, if it's for YouTube or just for personal use, I actually, the only videos that I watch are the videos that are watched least on my channel. Obviously I make the odd tutorial or messing around the garage, stuff like that. A lot of people like to watch those in the winter, and the riding videos not so much. But I enjoy the videos when I'm out riding myself, because that's for me, that's what it's all about. And they're on the YouTube, but they're the videos that I visit more often than the tutorial videos, because it's just in my nature. And I like to load those up or have them on my hard disk, so that I can, because it's memories in it. It's all about the memories and the nice trips. So one of the challenges I had over the years was sound quality. The action camera microphones are actually quite terrible. Even on the new ones, they're terrible. So if you want any sort of form of speech on your videos, then I recommend you buy yourself an external microphone. And then in recent years, there's not really much excuse not to buy one, because they've become very, very good. The microphone that I'm using at the moment is this little thing. I'm going to take it out and show you afterwards. It is the DJI Mic Mini. The nice thing about this is it's compatible with most cameras out there, and it is also, if you've got a modern camera, which I have not got, then you can connect them directly via Bluetooth or something like that to the camera, which saves you having an extra add-on module on the camera, and they're not in the way. Once I'd sorted out the lights in the garage, another issue I had was the microphone problem. And I bought this 4 years ago when it first came out. This is the DJI mic. It's just called DJI mic because it was the first one. So DJI mic 1. And this also has a clever little case. You can see it lights up here. This case acts as a power bank. It's got a battery in here, so if you're out and about and you need to charge the microphone, then you just pop it in this handy case. I'm going to take these out. You can have a look at it. And a thing that annoys me a little bit is with these DJI cameras, not now by the way, I'm going to come to that in a second, is that to get your signal from the microphone to the camera, you had to use, and I still have to use, this little receiver box. And that plugs into the, can you see that little USB-C port? On the camera that I'm filming with, it's the other way around. It's sort of like this on that camera, on the DJI Osmo Action 3. So that sits there like so. Nice thing is, if I talk into this, hello, 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 you can see microphone level and everything like that on there, so you can see it's working, and that the microphone is working. Blah blah blah. That's really cool. I like that. But in the latest iteration, and that is why I'm sort of hoping, once my finances are sorted, I really want to buy either a used Osmo Action. I'm sticking to DJI, by the way, because of the battery life and the fact that these things have been absolutely bulletproof. Some people complain about the quality of the picture compared to some of the other cameras that are out on the market, but this thing is so easy to operate the menu. I normally just send film in auto. I know where the buttons are, so I can turn it on and off. And I like the way that the this one, DJI 3 and 4 and 5, they've got like a magnetic base that you can clip it to. So it's really easy to take off the tripod and put it on my body, or move it around, do the wobbly cam, all that sort of stuff. And the stability program on the DJI cameras is really good as well. If I demonstrate that while I'm here, if I move the camera up a little bit, you'll see that it'll go slowly. I can move it really quick, the camera, but it'll when you watch the video itself, it'll just like pan in slightly. So if I do this, I'm actually moving the camera really, really fast. And that is the software that is toning that down a little bit, makes it look a little bit more natural. Actually, it looks like I'm trying to pan and zoom and stuff like that, but I am not. That is the software on the camera, which is great. And it does help when I'm out about doing the vlogs. You don't get that jerky movement. Love those cameras. Anyway, the nice thing about the Osmo Action, the newer Osmo Action cameras, is that you don't have to use this anymore, because you can go into the menu on the back here, and you can connect them via connect the microphones, that is, via Bluetooth. And what that does mean is, because I've not had issues, I have had not really wanted to film when it has been raining, because, as you can imagine, I don't think this setup here with the open port, because these do come with little doors for the waterproofing bit, I haven't been able to use the camera while I've been vlogging when it's been raining, because there is all the water can get in here. And obviously when you're riding at 70, 80 kilometers an hour, the water is going to creep in there, it's going to break your camera. So around the garage it's been absolutely fine. And another thing I found as well is, on the camera that I'm filming with now at the moment, is when it sits this way, it's quite difficult for me to be able to tilt the camera high enough so it's not facing on the floor, because of the module, the receiver on the side of it. So I just put this back in place again. One thing about these, are quite expensive. They have come out with DJI Mic 2. You can pick those up quite a bit cheaper now on classifieds and stuff. That's also a very good camera. And you've also got the DJI Mic Mini, which is this one. I'm going to show you that in a second. But the cool thing about this more expensive DJI mic and the DJI Mic 2 cameras compared to and 3, of course, has come out as well now, which is smaller. The cool thing about them is that they record on the microphones themselves. So if I'm out and I lose footage, or something happens with the camera and they don't connect properly with the microphone, what that means is, and I've used it once, so it's not really a massive feature for me on the YouTube channel, but it means that if I've lost audio, I've got problems with recording and stuff like that, then I can actually take down the audio files by just connecting this to my computer. They've got a USB-C port on the side there, and I can bring down both mono, which is one microphone, or if I sometimes, like on the SIP no speed video, then I used this camera on the back of the bike and one mic in my helmet, and had stereo sound, and that's how you can get the sound of the exhaust, which a lot of people like to hear. One problem with the microphone, the first one, Mic Mini, is that I always have to take, if I'm going on a trip or something, I always have to take this bag that came with it, because these dead cats, for better words, what they're called, you know, the muffs, they reduce wind noise drastically, and I actually use those in the garage as well. I think the sound is a little bit better with these on. There isn't room for that in the case, whereas on the new mic mini I bought a few weeks ago, you can see same sort of case. The microphone itself is tiny compared to, whoop, don't drop that, I can't do a comparison. So if I put the wind protector on this, there you go, you can see the difference in the size on these things. The DJI Mini is actually quite tiny. Both these come equipped with a clip on the back, so you can clip this to close, stuff like that. And both these come with a magnet. So what you do is, if you want to hide the microphone for some reason, you can simply put this in your shirt, and all you've got is this little, on shore is this little magnet, and it's hidden. And this is incidentally how I record voice on my vlogs. I used to put this, instead of having the wired mic, I stick this, it's quite big, I stick this inside my helmet, and it is a bit in the way, and it's sort of in my mouth while I'm talking. Whereas the new one that I bought now, what I do, I just clip this to the skirt of the inside of the helmet, and it's not in the way at all, because it's just so small. And actually, oddly enough, I think the sound itself from the DJI Mic Mini is a little bit better quality than the one on the Mic 1. So that's a way of doing things when it comes to microphones. Another cool thing is on latest cameras. I'm going to talk about other types of cameras now, I think, and tell you what your options are. It's like cool little microphone. Nice thing is, don't have to take off that wind muff. Put it in there. This one, the big one, not enough room for that, so you have to constantly take these on and off, and that just means that they're easier to lose. I haven't, by the way, lost one, which is a miracle, I reckon. Yeah, I'd just say that again, just out of interest. The microphone I'm using at the moment is this. It's the Mic Mini. It's just a little less obtrusive, and I think the sound is actually slightly better than the original Mic 1. Disadvantage with this one, the Mic Mini, is that if I lose footage or anything, or if I lose the sound for some strange reason, the audio track, then I've got no way of recovering that. Whereas on the Mic 1, like I said, the files are in the microphone itself, so I can recover those. So what I am going to talk about now is my setup for the riding videos. And it's really quite easy. Like I said, I use this microphone mini, and I have used the other microphone as well. I put it in the skirt of my helmet, and the Mic 1 was in the way, the Mic Mini is not. And one thing that I really would like to do during the winter, when I've sorted my finances out, I would really like to buy either a used DJI Action Osmo Action 4, or maybe even go to town and buy myself a brand new Action 5. I'm pretty sure the Action 6 is probably on the way, so I could be lucky there and be able to pick up an Action 5 when the 6 comes out at a used price. The reason why I want to do that, yes, the picture quality is a little bit better. The quality of filming in dark light is a little bit better. These are the things that I'm not obsessed about, but those are the things that mean something to me. The size of the files doesn't mean anything. I never film in 8K. I do film sometimes in 4K. Even in the garage, I film sometimes in 4K, because if I want to zoom into something, when I render it up to YouTube, very often I use a lower resolution. And what that means is, if I do a pan and zoom with my computer when I'm editing the video, it means that I can keep the same quality when I pan in as when I've panned out, if that makes any sense. The reason why I'd like to upgrade the camera a little bit now is because it will make life a little bit easier when I'm out filming motovlogs, because of the fact that the 4 and the 5, you can connect a microphone directly to the camera, and you don't have to use that little box transmitter on the side, and that means the camera will be completely waterproof, and I don't have to worry about that. And on, I think, both the 4 and the 5 DJI Osmo Action, you can use 2 microphones. On the Sledgehammer video, I use 2 microphones, and the distance that the receiver receives from the microphones is actually quite immense. And you can see that in action on both the short from me and Sebastian when I'm talking to him when we're doing the review. He's got a microphone attached on the inside of it. His helmet with the little magnet, and I've got one. And we do get some distance between us, but never lose audio files on that. And so that is revolutionary compared to older techniques that we used to use. What I want to do now is talk a little bit about other cameras that I've used, or cameras that I could have been using. First off is the Insta360. I used to have an Insta360 X1, X2, which is the 360 camera. Now that does a fantastic job at capturing videos where you can pan and zoom. The first time that I used that video camera, the 1X2, a lot of people thought I had a drone following the bike. They were a lot more common than they were back in the day. I'll put a link up there as well, so you can have a look at that 100% Insta360 1X2, and now they've come out with the newer ones. I think this was like one of the first iterations of the 360 camera. The problem with the 360 cameras is the fact that they are filming 4K. I think the newest one now films 8K. So the problem is editing. On the video that I linked to at the top there now, I used my telephone to edit it and then transfer the files onto my computer. If you want to use the 360 cameras, you better believe that you need a proper gaming PC or a real powerful computer to be able to edit those files, because files are absolutely massive, especially probably on the new one now with the 8K. And what I was finding with my older cameras, I also had to update my computer as well. So this does get expensive after a while, because what I was finding when I first started the channel on my poor PC was that after I'd edited a video, my computer used all night just to render them into some usable footage I could load up to YouTube. And in recent years I have invested in a really powerful computer, and a video like this one probably use about 2 or 3 hours in editing. I do not mess around with color grading and stuff like that, because you don't actually care and it doesn't make any difference to my views. So that's me, of course. If you want to make a cinematic video for yourself, then knock yourself out. But I don't do that because I don't really need to. And I'm pretty pleased with the quality as it comes out the box. And now it's like, if I make a half-an-hour video, it's about 10 minutes to render, but I've got a really powerful computer. So the problem with and the reason why I sold the 360 camera was the fact that I used so much time editing and trying to find, and it was a bit quirky. I found the app on the telephone I used forever if I was going to edit them with the 360 software that you can last up with the camera. So in the end I ended up selling that. But if I was a bit more active making shorts, it's perfect for that, because you can make it the videos appear a lot more dynamic and a lot more involved. If you're going to film a film in the garage like this one, it just means a lot of time in post before you can actually make a proper video. So that's why I stopped using that, although they do have their place. I just can't be bothered faffing around with those. One camera that is in my spotlight at the moment is the what's it called again? Insta360. I wrote it down. Insta360 Ace Pro 2. Quite an expensive camera, about the same as the newer Osmo Action, DJI Osmo Action 5, I think. The nice thing about that camera is you don't have to, if you're making vlogs and you have what's it called, intercom on your helmet. I am using the Cardo intercom. You can actually connect your intercom to the camera and several different riders. So if for really cool dynamic, like if I was going to go out with Steve and the boys on a ride or on a rally, then I could connect the my Cardo to my camera, and we actually get their voice on the video as well, which would be really cool. But I don't do that often, and I am a DJI fan, so I'm going to be sticking to DJI and using these. And if I do a test and I'm together with or a review or something like that, where I want to have a bit more dynamic to the video, and I bring my son to tag along, then it's really easy just putting this in the helmet. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2, that would definitely be in my sights if I was looking for a completely new camera setup. Right, before I go, I want to show you and tell you a little bit about the setup for the motovlog. I am not a massive fan of sticking a camera on my helmet anymore. The nice thing about putting a camera on your helmet is your head acts like a gyroscope, and it sort of acts like a gimbal, so the vibrations and stuff like that, the feedback from the road, they're going to be reduced massively if you put it on your helmet. But even this little one, the Osmo Action, the first one, original, this I've got here, is actually quite small compared to the more modern cameras. Even the one that I'm filming with, the Osmo Action 3, is quite a lot bigger than this one. But this, if I was going to use this, there's no way of fastening this to anything. So I used to have to use a cage that was on the outside, whereas on the Osmo Action 3 I have here, it's just got a magnetic base that I just can clip it in, like I told you earlier in the video. So what I found out, and I think actually gives you the best footage, because it's nice to have a focal point. So when you're filming vlogs, it's nice to have like the speedo, the handlebars that are going up and down like this. And because of the horizon stability on the Osmo Action that I use here, I think the footage looks really nice in raw. What am I babbling about? I really do prefer using a chest mount. And if you don't want to know what a chest mount is, it is this. This one in particular I bought used. It is the Osmo DJI's version of a chest mount. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to show you how it looks. But I fasten the camera to this piece here on my chest. And it's really important that when you fit these, that you tilt the camera almost as far back as it will go. When I used the GoPro, I used to have it this way so I could tilt it up enough, because when you are sat on a motorbike or a scooter, you are slightly bent forward, and if you have it completely horizontal, then what that means is you just filming the floorboards or your petrol tank. So it's important to point that thing up so that when you naturally tilt your body, it's facing forward. And it's really good. I think it makes a really nice video and a really nice footage. Like I said, when you've got the handlebar in view, the speedo maybe, so you've got a nice little focal point there. And yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, to be honest. Although, yeah, and another thing as well, noticed when I had my camera on my helmet, I was like, you come to a junction, you double check that there's no cars coming, and that can get a little bit busy on a camera. Whereas when you've got it mounted on your chest, that means that it's a lot more stable and a little bit less busy. I think it gives better footage, to be honest. That's my opinion, at least. You decide yourself what you want to use. So I'm just going to fit this chest mount just so you can see how that looks, like this. It's a little bit loose now because obviously when I've got my motorbike gear on, it sits pretty secure. Another cool thing about this is, as an example, when I had the 360 camera with the invisible selfie stick, you can put that on your back. And filming with a standard camera, probably a pain in the arse, unless you've got some kind of remote control or you're super ambidextrous. You can't actually get to the camera to turn it on and off. So you're going to have to be stopping and faffing around with that when you want to make a video. But if you've got like the 360 camera with the invisible selfie stick, you've got the camera up here and you can turn it on and off. So that's pretty cool. But it does sit really, really secure. And like I said, when I fit the camera to the chest strap, try and angle that up a little bit, because as soon as you get on the bike, whoop, I like to lean a little bit forward. And especially if you've got, you know, like my old KTM 790, I was almost lying on the tank. You really have to, then you need to have like an extension piece or something like that, so that you can angle it quite aggressively. And what that means is that when you're lying on your tank, you're actually filming the road. I really hope that some of this information was useful, and I really hope that you actually get out on the road. If you've got an action cam, get out on the road, give it a go, and make some videos. And biggest limitation, like I said, do not get too pedantic about specs, the latest and super duper cameras, because the biggest limitation is you. If you don't edit a video, then it doesn't really matter what camera you've got. And I think that some of the videos that I've made prove that you don't need the latest and greatest cameras on the market to make half-decent videos that are watchable. In the next video, and on all the videos during the winter now, I will be concentrating on this Triumph Desert Sled. Next video, probably 100%, not probably, is going to be on this. But as you can see here, I have loads of boxes, and that is the parts, engine parts, all sorts of stuff. We're going to have a look at that as well, obviously, because I have Series 2 there that's going to get a full rebuild and a paint job, so that should be interesting. So lots of videos coming up in the winter now, and I will stop babbling. I will say thanks from me, Rob, here at Kickback Garage. Don't forget, if you like this kind of stuff, do the old subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and I'll see you all hopefully in the next one. Ta-ra!